Hello everybody and welcome back to my Raging Germany series. I want to thank you for your support in cutting the last segment short. If we look over at where we're going towards war, there's a lot of rough. He does have a bit of military, so I do think this is going to take some time to set up, maybe even take some time to execute, because we're going to need to whittle down his army before we can focus on the city. Otherwise, our units are just going to get attacked and that won't be pretty. So, in keeping with that, obviously at the start of every new segment, we kind of, especially the longer segments, I got to revisit strategy. And one of the things I want to change is bringing a worker with us. Because this is going to be longer, there's probably going to be that many more pillaged tiles. So, if we brought two workers with us, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing ever. So there's that I wanted to change, and this is supported by the fact that the borders here are only going to grow in 10 turns. So we got time to get another worker over here. This guy was going to come up here, but this guy's got time to finish his hill and then get over here right around, shortly after currency finishes, so that's fine. So we'll bring this worker over here to Delhi, and he should be there in time. The other thing I wanted to change is universities. The cities that have the universities being built, I want to expedite those. So let's change our tiles from 17 turns down to 12. That's pretty good. 11's in line with 12. 18, if we take this off and put it here, which is a good idea anyways because the mint. 13, okay, so now the universities are going to come quicker. And the reason why this is important is because we've got wagon trains coming up. I don't know how soon we're going to need to choose our next policy, but none of these other policies are useful to us. We'd like to be able to jump into rationalism, but we got to get to Renaissance first. Now, obviously, we want machinery. We're doing a war effort, and this is going to be the quickest, easiest way to get the most effective upgrades to our marauding army at the time. Now, normally you would want to go into Renaissance by way of acoustics because it's a nice little shortcut, very quick and easy, but this does nothing for our military push. Next best would be coming into chivalry and banking, which we do have a horse, we do have some hand axes, so knights would be alright. Banking, another trade route, banks, very good, but we're Germany, so Hans, that's even better. So that's not bad, but ideally I would like to go into steel after machinery because, yes, our score, if you look at the scores here, military-wise, we're up there. Oh, looks like Genghis was doing something. Militarily, we're up there, and science-wise, we are up there. The problem is that our military is spread all over, and the nations we're going to be conquering are all pretty concentrated. So for this reason, it's kind of important that we keep our melee, our blockers, our bombard absorbers, as current as possible. And here's a nice little two-stage upgrade in rather quick succession. The problem is that scientifically this is the most expensive. It takes the most amount of turns, as you can see. So I don't know how those are going to line up. We'll know more once we get the wagon trains policy. But I wanted to get the science up and running sooner. And then, of course, the sooner we have all the universities built, the sooner we'll be eligible for Oxford in the capital, which has the reward of a free tech. And if we're online for, say, gunpowder, we just get that as a free tech. We save that much more time. So, to bottom line it is, we kind of have a race in the relationship between culture and science. Now, it is worth pointing out that because we have these human monuments, we could step them out and throttle back our culture. And, of course, the fact that we're going to keep attacking barbarians and stuff, our culture's going to be pretty high-paced as it is. And if we can preserve that, great. So let's try and make the science outrun it rather than throttling the culture back, because that's just more productive on both fronts, I think. Those were my thoughts off camera, so obviously we're back into the action now. I don't want to spend all day jibber-jabbing about that. Alright, he should be able to take, yeah. Oh, we took one in return. So that was like a free kill, free culture, free gold. Okay, so he was coming over here. Him and him will be the new Delhi Death Squad. Here we're basically leading with melee on our march towards Arabia. This is going to be a traffic jam any way we play it, so I'm going to have the archer back off to lead with melee wherever possible. We can send this great general over here. We got another one coming up from the rear. We're just going to have these guys dogpile into Ragusa. That's why we paid them for use of their land temporarily. And of course we get some growth in the capital as well. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a traffic jam here, but anyway we can shift like what I just did, trying to get the melee to the front will be good. Meanwhile, we want to get him to the outskirts of Arabia so he can't see us. One of the nice thing about this guy having a bit of a military is I think he's going to be a little more resistant to being spooked by us marching on him, so maybe we'll be in better control of declaring war on our terms. But nevertheless, I'd like to get him out of his sight so that he doesn't contribute to that, since he's not really part of the initial push. He can just kind of sneak in from behind, help with some of that. Alright, so we had gotten a brute for free. We're going to bring him back, and then of course with this swordsman freed up, we can head up north. Because we have a bit of a complex death squad. We have reason to believe this is an ancient camp, been here forever, so we don't know how many barbs are hiding in the shadows. It looks like we're getting close to the end. But look at all this open land, right? Like, this is what we had in the beginning. We had open land to where we were getting camps left and right. Camp here, we're going to have to come down from there. And we lost that because we settled Munich, which we needed to do. It increased our unit supply while also decreasing the amount of barb camps. It was a nice way to throttle our military acquisition. But now with all this wide open land, this will be a good place to kind of like farm up more units. We got a little bit of room, and our unit supply is so large we can even go a little over without penalty. So yeah, the swordsman will be freed up and we can go up there and do that. That'll be nice. Okay, and he's going to come in too from behind. He's trailing obviously, and he's melee, so that's unfortunate. But at least we'll have at least 2 swordsmen within these borders by the time we get long swordsman capability. And so we can have a couple of upgraded melee on our march to Constantinople, which does look like it's going to be a face roll, so at least there's that. And it's going to be very profitable. Look at all that gold and silver. It's clear she's got a mint built in. Of course you would in a city like this, but you would need a lot of... This is the kind of city you would feed a food trade route into just to be able to support working all those gold tiles. Oh, this one's actually flatland, so it's got a piece of food on it. Interesting. Ooh, this is kind of nice. Well, before we step back in the while this thing's under the Great General, nice. Okay, so we'll step up for visibility. All right, we'll back off. Unfortunately, he can see us here, so the hand axe will probably march on us. But in the meantime, maybe we take a moment to heal up. Composite bowman. That would be a nice unit to get into our military. If we get a composite bowman from that, between that and this swordsman breaking off, we'd have 2 death squads in the north. And there's a real good chance that's what we're going to need. Felinius desires dies. Okay, well they're already our ally, so no rush. And they're going to be that way for a little while. And we do already have dies. And we have more dies we're about to conquer. So that is almost a non-notification. Okay, it's unfortunate we couldn't finish that off, but we will next turn. In fact, we'll be able to finish it off with just the pikeman, and that'll free up the archer to get started down here. With any luck, we'll get a swordsman from there, and the clean swordsman can come help out. I'm going to approach from the south just so we can cross the river, get everybody kind of like united that much sooner. Alright, let's take an eyeball on this. I didn't want to come up through here just because he'll be able to see us that much sooner. Or rather, that much more tangibly, I guess I should say, because he can see us from here. But I am trying not to spook him. I don't know how much we'll be able to guarantee that, but... Okay, so... With this like this, now I can guarantee that these 2 units leapfrog onto this unit in this tile next turn, because we control all 3 of these tiles. So that's really helpful. We'll have this guy start coming over here. We're doing everything you can to kind of squeeze through here. We only got 1 lane here and 2 lanes here, so it's going to be a bit of a traffic jam. Luckily, we have a little bit of a lead. It might end up being we go to tangle with his war here out of bombard range of both cities, which will be nice, and then we can just push to the west into his city. Lots of tiles to pillage there, though, so we definitely want to keep doing that. Let's go ahead and move into her borders. Let's see here. It's going to take us a couple turns to get over here anyways. I'm just debating whether to come up here and then come from behind so we're hitting from view. I don't know. Let's move the scout first and figure it out. Oh, okay. Well, we actually needed a... Alright, so we'll get Cocoa next turn and more faith. That's pretty nice. Looks like it's within city-state border, so we'll approach the hill since we've got altitude training. Looks like there might be a barb camp nearby. I can talk. Okay, everybody's coming through Ragusa. Right, so it does kind of look like I'd be able to help with scouting a little bit if I come in from behind. We're not friends with them, so I don't know if I can get the bonus healing, but if we could get 20, we would be healed up. So we might actually take a squat right there. It does look like Washington wants sugar. He was getting a little touchy towards the end of the last segment. So let's see if I don't think we're going to get our friend discount is my point. And we're not even getting the neutral discount or the neutral price. So let's go back to what his offer was. If he won't do 7, he'll probably do 6. We'll count that as 1. And that makes this 5. And he does go for that. So a little unfortunate, but right now we need all the gold we can. Obviously our gold is doing spectacular. We're about to get wagon trains, which will amplify it that much more. Because it's not just about your land trade routes, it's also about road maintenance. And although we don't have the most roads of an empire, we do have a good amount, so the savings will be
the merchants
real.
And the traders have come.
Okay, guilds are finished. We don't have a need for the artist guild, but the fact that we can now build trading posts is worthwhile. We can purchase with faith. I do believe we were up to Pagoda in Berlin, which means next time we will buy a, and that's happiness and culture and faith, of course. So it's nice that we are increasing our happiness for free like that, but the fact that we're ramping up our culture could prove to be problematic. But what I was going to say is next faith we'll have to purchase a missionary convert unit because it was a young city, it was growing quick. Obviously it's going to take forever to convert, and then we can throw away our last charge back here. I don't know, being that it's not our religion, how useful it is to spread it around, and I know India gets pretty voracious with his spreading of his religion, but we don't even know if he's seen this city yet, so I don't want to wait for that because it's going to take forever probably. Okay, no longer ally of Hong Kong, so happiness takes a hit, but we wouldn't notice it yet at this point. Now, one of the things I was thinking of off camera was going, in fact I wanted to abandon guilds to go into metal casting. I think we have time to get both of these policies before we need to upgrade our units. And having the workshop sooner will be really good, because if we do need to build Oxford, we're going to want the workshop up here. And quite frankly, I'm willing to just buy a workshop in this city. This city has been on the back foot, or on the... It's been a runt the whole game, basically. We've had to work like just growth just to get up anywhere. The tiles weren't developed for the longest time. So this city's going to need all the help it can get. So I do think we're going to go metal casting, and just as a proof of concept, it would take 10 turns to complete both. I mean, imagine the amount of turns it's going to take to get us back into position here, actually deal with his army, and then push into the city. I don't know exactly how long that's going to take, but I think 10 turns is easily going to take 10 turns. So let's, oh, we can't move him up there. Move this guy up here for sure. And we can move this guy up here. The problem is we're going to want to lead with melee here, right? So now this becomes a thing, and that becomes a thing. But the question is, do we like move these two over here? Because the problem is this guy might come here next turn, in which case it's going to be capped off. So yeah, let's just do this. It's slow either way, but this is the easiest way I think we can guarantee. Because there are 2 lanes here, 1 lane here, so he can block this. He'll never fully block this, and we do have a good melee train leading the way. So this guy's the one coming back. Him and this archer will be the death squad. Let's just go ahead and cover the river. as we do develop more of a military from these camps and stuff. Oh yeah, we got camps to address. Let's do that now, because I'm kind of curious how that goes. Okay, so... Nice. Okay. Alright, so yeah, between this swordsman getting freed up here next turn, we do have 2 death squads in the north now. Very good. He could do alright against that, but I'd rather let him heal for a turn. We'll bring this guy up here just to support that. But between the archer, brute, and this guy, we got this covered, and then the archer and the... And yeah, I know they're composite bowmen, they're not archers. Okay, so let's see here. 11 to... Oh no, this guy was coming down for here, so I don't want to get distracted with that. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Very nice. Okay, so yeah, these 2 can go be the death squad down here while he heals up. We want to gain as much military as we can over here so we can start funneling it into Delhi. Strategically, Delhi's going to be like our Achilles heel, because we're basically launched everything we can spare towards our northern push, which is going to leave us vulnerable here. Now granted, we're not right on top of America, a lot of rough, but if he was to launch counterattack, this is where he would do it. I don't see either of these getting very strong, or strong enough to do it. Persia maybe, because they do have 2 cities, but they're right on top of us, so we'd be able to see some of that happening. So I think Delhi's the weak point. And then also, if we have all of our secondary strength here, when it does kind of go for America, we could kind of do like a 2-front push. I don't know how useful that's going to be, but we will see. Right, we meet Bogota, who is... Yeah, we're not going to make that culture. We can see a horseman here. If we end up in the... Oh, this isn't swamp. Okay, this is coast. Probably the end of the line. We can start heading to the south. Oh, that's a nice piece of visibility. And, of course, with between the honor opener and survivalism, if the horse hits us, it's going to tickle at best. Let's go ahead and heal up here. Yeah, just the culture, which we're not going to do. We're not going to be able to make. That camp is not for us. At least not yet. I mean, I suppose after we take this, we could dispatch a... Maybe. I don't want to lose sight of that, but it's very far-fetched compared to our overarching. The problem is, yeah, it's been a bit of a face roll now. I don't think Mecca's going to be too big of a problem, and of course we got a couple of military upgrades before, or as we march, or immediately after Constantinople. After that, I think things might turn problematic, because we're approaching the time where his upgraded, the Minutemen, I think they're called. That's one of their unique units, and then of course Mongolia is going to have Keshiks around the same time. Like, we don't know where they are scientifically, but we're approaching that point in the game is what I'm getting at. So even though it's been a face roll thus far, it's not going to continue to be, because not only are they going to be strong, but like I pointed out, our military is spread out throughout the world, whereas theirs going to be relatively concentrated. So here we go, wagon trains. Let's before we accept that, 60 gold per turn. Nice, 72. Nice big upgrade there. So now we can see that it's going to be 25 turns until our next policy, and that's pretty quick actually, because look at this, 2, 8, that's 10, and plus 14 is 24, 36. Now I'm not too worried about there being a 50% lacking, because you know we do have 3 universities coming up relatively soon, and then like I said, we can use Oxford to bulb the long swordsman, or the musketmen. Alright, so I'm going to put him up on the hill just so he can reach both sides of the river without being retarded by the river. I should have checked on this first, just in case I needed him to go chase after it. Camp nearby. Well, this is actually good timing, because we can move him up to here. He can be the new human monument. Yeah, so we'll break him off. He'll be able to step and shoot. This guy will have eyes. They'll tag team that, whatever it is. Probably no problem. Now over here, we can't heal the horse here, so let's start heading down here, because now the hand axe can't see us, and that should allow these guys to come up, and then he can either heal here or come down here if he's needed. Hell, we could either have him start coming over here. The fact that he's damaged doesn't matter too much, because he can pillage and run, so he can heal up on the run. So there's that. Copper to Washington has ended. Well, he's been getting flaky. First of all, we got to check, do we need copper for anybody? It does not appear that we do. Oh, look at this. Bogota is ripe for tribute. Okay, let me get back to that in just 1 second. We don't need to keep the copper, so let's go ahead and sell it off. Make all that money we can. We can parlay that money into other advantages and always pick up the happiness back. Because every time we declare war, we're going to be getting luxuries back. We've been selling everything off. Anyways, let's look at Bogota. Currently under the protection of our second and third victims in line. Now, if we tribute them, they're going to be pissed. And we can see here Arabia's friends with both of them. So we're really going to be commanding their ire in the near future. Okay, it's interesting that he didn't come here. I'm glad for that. I don't know why he's going further away. I know we're not leaving him much choice, but he's kind of in the way here. So let's go ahead and make this move. One. Yeah, this pretty much looks like end of the line. I'd rather just get closer to a city. And that's exactly why I wanted to get close to a city. I wanted to see where, because I assume he's got some trade routes going somewhere. If it's going to America, we won't even see him, but if it's going between these two cities or trading with Byzantium, we will. So here's that. We'll want to get in line with that. So if we tribute Bogota now, which we don't need their quest, in fact, getting them to reset their quest would be great. So we could use the money. We would piss these guys off. I don't mind pissing Constantinople off because we're going for them anyways, and this is starting to look like a cakewalk. I'm not seeing much of a military that I would be worried about. But the U.S. kind of. We're not really ready for a counterattack right now, but if we can push him into war, it'd be a little bit better for us instead of us declaring war on him. I don't know how much it'll help because we're pretty much a monster to everybody at this point. There's still one civ we haven't met, though. If we meet them before Washington declares war, that'll help. So yeah, I think tributing them, because my thoughts are we're not ready for them now, but we'll probably have Mecca and at least crossbowmen, if not longswordsmen, by time we see Washington. And at that point, I think we would be ready, because we don't know where he's at, but we gotta assume the worst. He's not doing bad. Anyways, let's go ahead and make this tribute. Every little bit of gold will help. I do not like that he completed Alhambra because that means he got a free castle. But this is a pretty assailable city anyways. We got the forest here, which is unfortunate. We'll mostly be coming from the north, so this looks like a relative pushover. I do expect he's going to have, like I said, this will be around the time he's got Minutemen. I'm way ahead of myself, though. Let's just stick to what we're actually doing here. It's good to look at it's good to look ahead and kind of plan, make these decisions accordingly. But like I said, we're at the point where if Washington declares war on us, I'm not sure how helpful it's going to be. Okay, this is the new trade route, I believe. Yeah, we just built that, so we already got all of our trade routes coming out of Berlin that we can. And if you look at the map, it's pretty crappy. Like, for being Germany, it was nice that we had all this shade to ourselves for the Raging Barbarians, but we only have 2 city-states we could trade with. And look at everywhere else. There was no other city-state anywhere near us. We need Delhi to be able to trade with more people. We'll probably go to Ragusa first, just because it's the safest. But, like, there's a dark spot in here, so barbarian camps, so like maybe we could also trade with Vancouver fairly safely, but like Byblos and Vilnius, we would want to have more of a military, and we will have more of a military here. Like I said, we can start funneling our extra people over this way because it's kind of like a weakness, if you can call it that. Okay, so let's look at this trade route. It's either heading towards Constantinople or away. If it's heading towards, it's going to be on the city tile next turn. Scout can go 1, 2, 3, because of the road. We do have open borders. So we'd land on that. So if we talked to Harun now, denounced him, went to war, we could intercept the thingy and go about our way. So I think this is the turn to talk to him.
السلام عليكم.
Oh,
ماذا
before, let me get ahead of myself, because if the trade route's coming here, I mean, it's going to get into his borders before we can attach it, and we're going to have to wait for it to come back out. So we don't necessarily know that we want to go to war in 2 turns,
السلام عليكم.
but it's weird that don't settle
ماذا
new
كنت
cities is the option. You'd think it'd have something to do with religion because of the way he was messing with Persepolis earlier. So anyways, let's start moving these guys forward. Again, because of his military, I don't think he's going to be as spooked with us as he could be. I want to lead with my melee, but I also... Because I'm thinking if I bring the archer here, we do need to get... We got a good amount of blockers here. He's got a good amount of military, so I don't know how careful that is, or how much that matters. But I'm thinking I could squeak through over here. Once all the fighting's done over here, we might need some fresh blockers, and for him to kind of just show up on the fringe here. Because he might start spitting out units here, and our archers over here can act upon over here. So, kind of getting ahead of myself there, but let us... All of these hills will be visible from like some of the tiles in his borders. Well, his borders can see this. A unit placed here could see all of these. So let's hide behind... Oh, look. The roads. I kind of want to stay close to the hills, so I'm not going to take advantage of the roads, but maybe come up here next turn, I don't know. But this makes us better prepared for that trade route. Okay, I think everything's panning out well. I don't want to placate them, because we're going to be attacking them. I don't know if that would count against us. I do like that these guys are refreshing their open borders. Yeah, we do want to piss him off because we could probably provoke him into attacking us. And I know we can't see his military, but I'm going by past experience. America tends to be a good friend and partner, but he also leans towards military because that's where his specialties lie. Okay, so this is in the way of... Alright, so we could be seen by a unit here or a unit here. So this isn't like hiding. So this would be the turn we'd want to denounce Harun. Okay, so let's see here. Our other universities are 6, 6, and 7. And if we move this off of here, yeah, it takes another turn. Let's keep that there for now. It's not optimum for growth. And of course, once the university's up, those production guys just become science guys. So that's our growth in the city is officially slowing down. But that gets the university out quicker, and that's the most important thing right now. So let's get some eyeballs on this camp. Ooh, it's a horse. Not bad. Okay, so let's get him up here for visibility. That means it's safe for him to come up for visibility, and everything's cool. So let's have him heal in place. You get started on the trading post. Let's get him towards the barb camp in the south. We'll get him into there. Okay, this protects our deers and lets us step and shoot. This guy's done with the farm, but I don't want to do anything to interrupt growth in 4, university in 6, university in 7, still growth in 4, so no, not worth it. We only got a few turns left on the golden age, so continuing to work the elephants, is that good? We don't need to rush the university any further in this turn, so I'm not... Yeah, because it's going to grow in 4, and that'll get the horse, so that's fine. Okay, this guy's finally going to make it over here. Alright, did we denounce him yet? This would be the turn for that. There we go. Right, so this guy's kind of in the way, but we're kind of forcing him to be, so I'm not going to hold it against him too much. He is really in the way, though. Really, really in the way. I don't think he's got a way out at this point, unfortunately. It would have been nice if he, like, embarked here or something like that. I don't know how we're going to let this guy out. That could be a problem. An entertaining one, but a problem nonetheless. Alright, this caravan, Ragusa is our safest option right now, right? Nobody wants trade routes. So, yeah, Ragusa is our safest bet. We got military here and up here, and this is a nice path. So there's that. Okay, we did denounce them, so we've done everything we can this turn. Okay, so they're getting upset that we denounced Arabia. Oh, Washington just backstabbed us, I think.
You were saying?
I'm pretty sure that's when it offers the...
Oh, very well.
Yeah, backstab Germany. We're such a monster at this point, I don't know how much it matters, but... Okay. Metal casting is finished, so let me go ahead and buy a workshop here. Okay, that's that increases it down to 5, 5, 5. Look at that, 5, 5, 5 across the board. Nice, nice. Okay, new camp. Where's that at? Oh crap, that's in a really crappy spot. This rough here means we can't shoot it and melee it. Huh. That is a really terrible spot for a camp. Here's where it would be nice to have a horse over here. And of course, if we actually go chasing after it, it's going to take us so many turns that if anything else shows up near here, we're kind of in a bad spot. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Like, if we had a pikeman here, that would be a little bit better, because that way if it's a horse, it's weak, and if it's not, it's still just a little bit stronger. On the other hand, if we shot, whatever spawned here wouldn't be able to hurt us. We could just shoot, milk it that way. But I don't have another archer coming over anytime soon. Wow, this is just a problem any way you slice it. If we had a worker, we could take... No, because this is flat. I don't know what to do about that. It doesn't seem like it's worth chasing down right now. But only because, like I said, if it's so far away that we would lose our death squad in Delhi, and I don't think that's a good idea. We will have these guys. Well, we can go take a look, but I don't think I want to. Vancouver desires sugar. Okay, well we got lots of sugar, so it's just a matter of getting it back. On to machinery. I don't know if we'll have this city in time, but probably close, right? I don't want to put this guy on flatland, but on the same time, that helps us progress the whole army in ways that are out of bombard range, both cities. We do have a great general nearby. The problem is, with all these hills that have foliage on them, we're just not going to be able to get our shooters into position well. This is just a bad thing. Oh man, that guy being in the way is going to be such a problem. Yep, no easy way. Oh goodness, this is not good. Maybe I shouldn't have gone through Ragusa that way. Alright, so... we already moved, so this is not the turn for declaring war. So I'm going to just leave him here now, so he'll be in the path of this trade route, which is coming back here. He's just going to continue on with the scouting. Oh, that's a nice piece of visibility. And then with this hill here, we can go on. Alrighty, so step and shoot, and then... no horse. That's unfortunate. Okay, have him come up for visibility. Oh, that hand axe is fully retreated, and he would be tripping over these guys, so let's just heal. And you heal. Heal's more important than being on the road right now. That way, if he does need to mobilize, he's... well, he's healed. Or healed more. Ooh, goodness, goodness, goodness. I'd like to retreat at this point, but the problem is if we don't confront him, he might start coming up this way. So yeah, maybe we don't have this pikeman heal right there. Let's have him come here, and then we will back this guy up. That way these two can approach together. He's going to have to come around here, and this is not turning out very well. Okay, we don't know where you're going, but it's definitely not going to be in this city, so... yeah. I wanted to declare war on our terms, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. He's going to probably prompt us right now. Very well, we'll have to trade... Well, I guess we don't have to trade embassies. We have need for dyes here, and I think one of our cities wanted dyes as well. So I could let it back into our trade network long enough for that to happen, or I can just sell it off and count on. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we got them for a while. Let's just keep the gold flowing. I would hate to be in a situation where we just start a war here and then he decides he doesn't like us anymore. Okay. Oh, Persepolis demands dyes. Okay, so that's that's even better reason to do it that way. Okay, this worker can head up to do some hills probably. Yeah, he's done here. Let's see, 7 turns until there. So let's come down here and deforest this, and that way we got 2 iron tiles. These guys we're just going to bring back, get them out of the visibility, so we increase the chance of a camp spawning there. Could shoot that. Yeah, no, we need to shoot this. Okay, that worked out well. Gold and culture. Yeah, I keep meaning to revisit this. We don't want to lose track of this. 21 turns, 6, 20, 32. It's a little premature to be measuring that, though, because all of this is going to be happening pretty much all at the same time. I think we don't have a choice but to declare war here. There's a traffic jam here, and being able to come in on some of his hexes will be worthwhile. The only problem is our archers have nothing to do, and that is a problem. 3 pikemen onto here should be enough. And if we made the killing blow with this unit, it can push. That would allow some archer movement, but then we'd have an archer exposed to melee. And I don't want to bring the melee in here. We don't know what's here, and if it's like, oh crap, he's got a swordsman here, in fact. So I could bring this swordsman here. He'd have 2 swordsmen on him, and possibly 2 bombards, so that's not okay. So we would move here, and as much as I'd like to shoot that, it would be better to come here and here. That way we could shoot him next turn. So this is just not good overall. It's ugly. It's ugly, ugly, ugly. But we do have to declare war this turn. Not just for this reason, but let's see. 1. Oh, nice. 2. Start heading towards America. We don't want to get too close to Damascus, obviously, but we do have open borders with America as well, so start clearing out through here. That'll help us out really well. Okay. So, I guess we start shopping. We gotta do this for the time being. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, I don't think any of this is going to happen. We're a monster as far as they're concerned, and everybody's either been conquered by us or is friends with Haroon. This is like kind of my only hope, really. I mean, you never know. Like, Persia might pay us to go to war just to make sure we don't war them again. Because we could wipe them out if we really wanted to, but we don't. That just leaves a possible joint endeavor. And let's see if what Washington thinks.
Go on.
Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Okay, so here we go. Alright, lots of stuff coming back. So happiness is through the roof. Unfortunately, it looks like pearls is the only thing. Last we knew he was at the 6 per gold, and optimum for 1 iron is 2. So that's 8. Let's try for 8 because that's like rounding up in our favor. No.
We decline.
Okay. 7. No.
Certainly not.
Okay. Well, we do need 1 iron right now. So let's just go ahead and do that before we lose track of it. And we are going to need 1 more iron, but by the time he gets back into our borders to upgrade, we'll have more iron probably. So I am willing to sell that off, but the exchange rate he's offering is pretty crappy.
Well, you were saying?
Where were we at? 6 for the 2? No. Okay.
We decline.
Ooh-wee.
You cannot be serious.
He's upset. I love the sound when he's mad.
Oh,
We're just going to take all the gold we can get right now. We do have a lot of upgrades coming up. I'm convinced this is an ancient camp. And it does kind of look like end of the line. So I am tempted to start taking my horse over here. I know I was just talking about leaving the visibility here open so that more camps can spawn. But the situation over there is not good. Alright, from here I'm confident enough to heal up. This is going to damage the swordsman some, but we can at least continue pushing into that camp. Okay, and it looks like we got there in time, so nice. Still not working that holy site. That's unfortunate. Okay, did I declare war yet? Yes, I did. Okay, so we're just going to have him sit tight for 1 turn, and he'll probably just cross the river onto a hill, because that's probably going to be safe. Let's have the initial attack here, because he's the safest one. And then here, and then we can push into the tile from there. And yeah, that does expose a... I'll move the Great General just to get the worker closer. And we'll defend there. And this Great General's got a good spread here, so I don't like being split up like this, but we kind of force the issue with Ragusa. On the other hand, now he's got a retreat route. Let's hope he actually takes it. This guy's got to sit tight right now just for that, and we'll just kind of zoom out so we can see what happens here when we pass our turn. Okay, gold there. We're getting some damage here, but that's okay. He made the foolish mistake of ending up in the marsh, and he did not attack our archers. So this is good. This is good. That could have gone a lot worse. I want to swing him in here for eyes. Nice. Okay, we were really in a good position now. Obviously, he's hurting, but yeah, we'll be able to make do with that. So anyways, let's go ahead and deal with all of this. Ready to purchase with faith. That means missionary in the city so that we can convert there, and our next purchase will be there. Let us shoot that down. We have a choice. We can either kill it with the swordsman step and shoot now, but I think shooting this down and then healing here and then making those moves next turn is better. We made this purchase. Golden Age is ended, so let's see what we can do with this. Aqueduct is finished. We have 3 and 4 turns for the universities. Golden Age doesn't really apply here. Here it does because we were working the ivory, which wasn't ideal. So we have 1 turn until growth and 4. So let's just work our best growth tiles. Still 1, obviously. 5. Let's not do that. 4. Okay. It's going to grow to production, so I don't think it would have been a hard 5, but nevertheless, I don't want to take that chance. Here we weren't doing anything special for gold. It's all about rushing the university. And that leaves here. Workshop would take 6 turns. What if we worked this tile? 5 and 5. So gold. We do have a mint, so let's just do this. We're going to grow in 4, so it might actually be closer to 4. I don't know. We do want to keep that gold rolling all the same. Okay, hand axe. So let's go ahead and bring him over here. We'll step here, that way. Oh, okay. So now we do have stuff to fight. Alright, the reason why I brought him here is because if he moves here and we bring him here, we can start pushing in. Because if I brought the archer here, you know, hills with rough or with foliage, we wouldn't have been able to see it. Sugar connected. Oh, just by declaring war. That's pretty nice. Losing grasp. That's okay. We are going to do the science thing. But we connected sugar for them. That's why the capital's still going to grow okay. This is lovely. So I'm happy about that. We're just going to go ahead and shoot it down. Nice. Okay, he can come in from behind. He can actually come in right here. I don't know if we want him to. This pushes forward like this, obviously. Yeah, I don't want... We're not going to kill him. Well, we could. If I shoot here... Problem is this is on the road, so either one of these cities makes a unit. Like, even he would be able to go here, and then here at the very least, if he has machinery, he could go on. I don't want my damaged guy to end up here. This guy can only shoot this one. That's very, very unfortunate. So, yeah, I don't... Sucks. There's no way to punish him for this. So, let's just defend. Defend. He can just shoot, because, you know, why not, right? But I don't think we're going to swing in with this guy. We don't want our initial blockers to be swordsmen. They're just plain weaker. And these ones... Okay, this one's got cover, so at least there's that. So he can come in. But this is a nice, like, entry point, right? Because there's flat land, and there's lots of flat land in here, so we can, like, do a lot of step and shooting while all of our melee kind of surround us. Alright, still have a good, great general spread, though. And now that he's getting out of the way, this should be a little bit easier. Alright, we're coming up here to do some deforestation. Go ahead and come in here for visibility. I say, but then I bring this horse out here, which has got good visibility. It's okay. Alright, and it is, in fact, an ancient camp, so we might just be able to hit it with this, and then we can step and shoot a boat, maybe. Or just shoot a boat, I don't know. Let's see. This is a hill here, so 1, 2, 3. Not bad. I don't think it'd be a good idea to get too close to Washington. He's just looking for a reason, so I don't want to... this one's already partially developed, so... Oh, I was thinking we had machinery. I was thinking we could stay on the road and start it. Hopping up here or doing this one, I don't know. Same thing either way, it's just this one already has at least one turn put in on it. Actually, let's move the worker here, because this is going to be the entrance point. This is probably going to be... One of these two tiles might be where we start pillaging. The fact that there's 2 swordsmen here might mean he tries to kill the pikemen, which with the defense and the rough, we should be safe. So let him break himself upon us, and we'll go from there. So we'll just heal up. Alright, so I'm a little bit happier about the way this is going. He kind of played his last turn a little bit problematically. Alright, so... Okay, lots of things. I'm really glad that this grew to one of the plains, because now we got a place to set our great scientist. When I was hovering over earlier, you can actually see here 1 plains, 1 hill, and then this was also one of the options. So we had 2/3 of a chance of getting a flatland plains, which is unfortunately right now the best option for our academy coming up here in a moment. We'll go ahead and convert this city so that next time we purchase we can get a pagoda there. We grew in a city, Munich. Nice. So 15 and 2 and 12 and 3. Okay, well, it will actually rush the what about this? 15 and 2. Okay, so there was a little bit of growth while still getting the university in good time. Alrighty. Okay, so he relaxed, which means we should be able to take that clean and clear. Nice, because this camp just spawned, so let's go ahead and start zooming down there. Probably should have this horse come over and help. The warrior's lagging, and we don't know what this is, but it's probably going to be better suited for a horse than a... And of course, we do technically have some scouting over here, so we'll be able to get eyes and then like sit tight. Oh, we got an archer. Sweet, I didn't even notice that. I'm glad it does a little notification here. I didn't even notice. Obviously, it'll take us time to get over there and stuff to get it upgraded. But in the meantime, I can blink at boats to get some experience, right? Alright, we're still in good standing with him, so we might actually still be able to get the 1 for 2. We did, but he only wanted the 1, so boo-hoo. As far as Theodora goes, we're just going to sell this off for whatever we can get. Both of them are surplus for us now, and she's next. We're going to go to war. She's denounced us, although she doesn't have the purple ring, so she's not feeling all that great about that. So let's say 10 as a starting offer. Okay, it's not that, which is good because that means I didn't undersell. We're just going to take whatever we can get because as soon as we declare war on her, these deals get canceled. Yeah, 6 was actually the bottom because I think 3 per is the worst they ever do. So if she had said no to 6, we would have been able to sell each individually at 3, but I don't think that ever happens. Okay, cover 2. We got to clear these units out as best that we can so that we can not risk losing him. I don't see it as being a problem because we've got units in position for all of that. It's just a matter of the best way to do that. This one's pretty clear. We just push into the marsh. That's an easy one. He's going to defend, obviously. I could shoot this guy down, and I probably should, because if I occupy this tile with the swordsman coming in, it's not like the archer could move anyways. So we'll do that. And that allows him to move here. Or should I move here? I don't think it matters, really. Let's stay as contiguous as possible. It's risky, but I am going to push him in the full 2 moves. And, oh, I didn't notice he was hurt. I only did that so that I could step and shoot. Well, that sucks, because we can't get him in bombard range or he'll get torn up. And I don't know what's here, so I can't capture that missionary with this unit. The good news is we do have this guy that can come in from behind. I didn't want to dangle him out like that. I mean, he does have a tile he can escape to and heal up out of bombard range, but obviously going in the marsh to lick your wounds is not a good idea. I totally did not realize this guy was damaged. I mean, I could step and pillage, but he doesn't have a good bombard target, so he would just pick that guy. That's unfortunate. Okay. The fact that he's full strength and this guy is pretty damaged, I don't think will matter. He can't release a unit in zone of control from here. He can't release a unit because I've got him zone of control from there. So keeping this blocked like this is fine. And that way this guy can heal up more towards max. As much as I'd like to snag that, I don't see it being a problem, especially with this prophet running around. Yeah, I'm not going to fall for that. It really sucks that this guy got hit, though. He's going to take... I mean, once we can step and pillage and he's got a good melee bombard target, fine, but until then... Because we need... Okay, this archer can act upon that, so at least there's that. Actually, this archer can act upon that. So let's do that for the time being. We can heal him up by way of a pillage. So the thing is to keep this guy as safe as possible right now. And here's a worker. I didn't see that, but we got our own right here. In fact, why don't I dangle the worker? If he does that, even though he's on a hill, it's better for us. Because then he won't be laying into this guy too much. So that's I like that. Great General Spread is complete. Alright, that's the visibility we were waiting on. And we do have open borders with Mongolia as well, so I think let's just keep heading this way. There we go. Really nice. Okay, now we get some eyes on his military. So he's already got the long swordsman, which if I was him, I'd be pushing into riflemen. I mean, if nothing else, this tells us about his tech position. he's probably foregoing machinery in order to get gunpowder because that's his unique unit. I don't know how smart the AI is, but I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt here. Here, we'll just have them trade, because if we do need to depart... yeah, why not? Because these two can occupy that, and... Alright. Works. Remove a jungle. Oh, I didn't realize this was jungle. Okay. I saw it was going to take 6 turns, and I was like, why would that be? Alright. That's fine. So maybe we keep an eye on that. It's not terribly critical, but maybe we keep an eye on that so that we can... speaking of keeping an eye, let's take a peek at this. Actually, no. Until the universities come out, that's really not going to tell us much. Okay, and a boat has shown up. It's unfortunate, but whatever. We'll have this camp cleared next turn. Okay, so looks like we got to come up here. I don't like exposing my archer like that, but it does give us the discipline. And now that our swordsman damaged, maybe he chooses that instead. But I'd rather keep eyes on what's going on up here, because this is kind of iffy. I like that. I don't want to have to annex the city just to buy a pagoda, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Ooh, what's this? Okay, so apparently we've met the final person. And this is nice, because this is before we went to war with America, and we have every reason to believe America will go to war with us first. I wish I knew what my happiness level was right now, but I'm pretty sure it was close to like 20-something. So I'm just going to sell these off, because keep in mind we just sold copies of both of these to Byzantium. And that means as soon as we declare war on her, we get them right back. So the fact that our happiness is this, not a big deal. He did go for the worker. Very nice. And he shot at this guy rather than this guy. So, okay, that's a really good news all around. Alright, so we can finally get started on more iron. We're going to need that. Upgrades to hand out. Missionary jumped in the water. That's unfortunate, but whatever. I don't really care. Upgrade. And upgrade. Cover 2. Yeah, keep shooting him all you want. That's awesome. Okay. Because now we can just huddle up, and because he's damaged, the AI should continue to favor this hex. With the only exception being whatever damaged melee, you know, takes our worker back. Yeah. Anyways, camp was found up there. That's where our horse is coming, or was. Well, that's probably a job for these guys. It's a trek, but, you know, that's what we're doing. Okay, so it's a horse, and that means the fact that we're not healed up is a bit of a problem. So we did 1, 2 up to get up here, 3, 4. We can still see him. I don't think he can see us because this hill here. If he was on a hill, he could, but I don't think he sees us, so that's good. Archer can step and shoot because, you know, why not? Oh, wow, he actually did a significant amount of damage there. Nice. Unfortunately, the way these hexes are shaped, it's not very conducive to... Oh, we no longer have open borders with... Encampment cleared for Cape Town. Okay, that's nice. Alright, that's everything we needed to address. Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, we won't be able to capture that, but... This guy's more or less fully healed, so we should try and get him into play somehow. But there's not really an easy way to do unless we just had these two swap positions, which isn't a bad idea. In fact, let's just do it. This guy continues to heal. I'm confident in moving the Great General up now. He can step and shoot. I know it's risky, but like I said, we've already got a damaged melee, and we're going to have another one here when we go to occupy that tile. Unless we literally can just shoot him down like this. He steps in. Because now he'll be able to step into flatland and shoot, which will allow one of these, probably this one. That's right, because if he steps and shoots, like, he can't also pillage, so that's something to think about. Anyways, we got these 3 guys here. Okay. Oh, wow, he actually survived that. Damn, being not fully healed. No, this is ours. We need him here. We're about to pillage tiles and stuff. It's unfortunately that he's not on a developed tile, so that he can't pillage once he gets damaged. But at least he can safely retreat from the bombard, and that's the important thing right now. I have half a mind to have him come along the back, because there is a road heading this way. We don't know how developed it is, and Damascus looks like a piece of crap, but I think we got up here supported well enough. So let's do that. Oh, yeah, check this out. Well, if this trade route's heading in this direction, we won't get it. There's no way to chase it down in time. I could have my scout return, but we don't have open borders no more, and the scout's got more important things to be doing, I think. In fact, okay, I was thinking maybe we could come along the road, but we do not have machinery. I do not see any hills nearby we could aim for, so, oh, crap. Okay, so we still can't see this hex, which isn't the biggest issue, but I am going for completeness of visibility here. It's nice that we can do this while we don't have actual military units coming this way, because then we don't have to worry about Washington saying, oh, you're on our borders, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so Ragus is no longer our friend. We could tribute them. Oh, he actually attacked this guy. That's unfortunate. Damn. I was hoping to be able to move him up here so that we could, like, start moving towards this. So this is just getting out of hand. Maybe we swap out the swordsman. Actually, machinery's coming up, so maybe I brack him up so he's a crossbowman and then come back out to get eyes. I like that idea. I don't think it's worth... Well, it is going to be a while before we have this. You know what? This city does not have an aqueduct. It might be time to buy an aqueduct here. I'm just thinking, why would we tribute? And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Can we please get a swordsman out of this? No? Alright. Alright. Our science is really ramping up, so we're not going to be able to build everything we want to, so I'm thinking of tributing them just to be able to support decisions like this. Money's doing good. We're going to have plenty of time to do all our upgrades. At least the important ones on the front line. We can backfill as needed. So yeah, we're going to win the science thing, but it's going to be in 17 turns. We'll get friendly then. We're below friendly now, yeah. It's just people that we don't care how they feel about us. I don't think this disrupts our trade route, so let's just do that. Alright. Ragusa revokes quests, and we're no longer... We were already no longer friendly, that's why it showed up as pillageable. Or attributable. Okay, let's go spread some whatever this religion is. And let's see, we got a unit over here, but there's no way to get a great general to help with that. We got a good great general spread, let's just chill. And happiness is bleak, but like I said, we're going to be... Actually, we'll be able to buy a pagoda in a few turns, so I'm not even worried about that. I don't want to say we're going to leave him alone if we have no intention of doing that. We'll be nice with him. Oh, what's this? Barabadur. We're like warring with you. Why would you do that? Alright, so this is where he chose to bombard. And so we'll pillage and exit. And it's nice that the worker's already there. Okay, so cover, that'll help. Rough, he's not. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I don't see the trade route, so yeah, it took off. That's unfortunate, we were like one turn away. Alright. So this knocks off, this kills the possibility of them. And we can exit to this hex here, so he's safe enough back there. There's no reason not to have him just take this. All those missionaries getting away, I don't know how much it's going to matter. All of our cities are where we want them to be, so... Anyways, what's this about? Boat? Yeah, okay. Alrighty. So, he'll be able to upgrade next turn. And this guy's all healed up now, so let's at least get him onto the road. We don't have another camp for this death squad to go for. Okay, look at this. We have, alright, so there's Notre Dame. Lots of happiness there. Unfortunately, that'll be the last one we go for, probably. Or maybe not. Maybe we go for him before Mongolia. That would be helpful since he's got Notre Dame. We're actually reaching the point, I think it's gunpowder, when the Great Wall no longer makes a difference. Walls. Where's the Great Wall? I can't seem to find it. Is that engineering? Yes, okay. Dynamite. Built. Upon discovering dynamite, the Great Wall becomes obsolete. Where is dynamite? Gunpowder's there. Dynamite's way up there. Okay. So yeah, we will not... Oh, a wall, eh? Alright, I see how it is. We'll just go where there's most visibility. Anyways, we have universities coming online. This is a really big deal. Let's go ahead and put that guy in there. And this guy in there. We gotta try and remember to repair our tiles, because one of the guys I put in here came from this. And we might actually want to be working that. So, yeah. What would we build next? Workshop, probably, right? Yeah. Current rate, it looks like we have time to build workshop and aqueduct before it grows again. But I don't know if we're going to be doing that in this city. This city's got decent growth. Between the granary and what's going to be a third granary beneficial tile, I don't know that we necessarily need the aqueduct in this city. Especially with happiness starting to cap out. That's something to think about. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and populate the university with these guys. And then we will start working this tile. It's a crappy tile right now, and the trading post isn't initially going to make it much better. But it does keep the growth going. We did just buy a aqueduct here, so we actually have time to build a coliseum here, which is going to come in handy very soon. And now that universities are going up, this would be a good time to take a peek at this. 19 turns versus 11, 20. So it's right on time anyways, but keep in mind starting next turn, we'll actually be able to start building the Oxford, and we'll probably wait for that workshop to finish. Although it might finish next turn. We're about to grow. It'll grow to like this tile, add an extra 4 hammers. That might be enough to push it over. Okay, getting back to this. I do think pillage and then get out of the way is the way to go here. And since the worker is here, we can start repairing now. We can step in and shoot here, which allows him to step in and shoot. And then we'll move the Great General here. He'll heal up 1 turn, but we can step and pillage next turn. Right now, though, this is probably the most likely for the bombard. So I do kind of want to move another damaged pikeman into range. So let's do this. Because this is a tile, if I pillage and move, it's not going to be a big deal. I don't want to put him in the marsh. So this is still a good enough Great General spread. It's not ideal, but those guys are going to continue healing. This is a hill, and this looks like water. I see Great Wall, so that's probably Ottoman. I kind of want my scout to start heading back. I have no doubt this settler is going to be to claim land towards us. So let's go here just because we can ride the road for a second. And then that allows us to come up here. I want to kind of keep an eye on that settler. I'm almost certain it's got to be to settle lands near us. So he can become a composite or a crossbowman and heal up, and we'll have them swap out. It's kind of touch and go there, but yeah, that camp's so far away, but what can you do? This other death squad is coming back, and it does have some lesser units in tow. So the fact that we're leaving Persepolis a little exposed is not actually as bad as it might look. Let's just heal up here. He'll come up on the hill and get shot, so this actually has 2 turns to heal up, which is going to be useful. Alright, about to pass the turn. Let's get eyes on that settler. Whatever. Oh, settler. And there's Philadelphia. I don't remember seeing that before. So, yeah, he's going to start settling lands towards us. Whew, this is getting intense. Okay, none of our archers got hit. That's very good. Berlin has grown. Unfortunately, we still have 1 turn on the workshop. But then we can get into Oxford. Let's see, Oxford right now would be 11 turns, and we're doing 26 hammers. The workshop would make that 28 plus 10%, so almost plus 5 hammers. So yeah, waiting 1 turn for the workshop to come online will definitely be a net gain. And just a reminder, not only did a university come online, but we're about to get a great scientist. So the fact that this says 18 turns and this says 18 turns, I mean, that lines up anyways, but if we do the Oxford route, we can actually just get steel and start going somewhere else. I don't know. It is looking like we'll be able to reach gunpowder naturally. Because the longer we save finishing Oxford, the better the value of the bulb, you know what I mean? Like if we come into, you know, banking, of course, and then here, and then economics with bulb industrialization. That's usually what I use Oxford for. Although I'm not usually doing war type stuff, so I don't know. But anything that's more valuable. So yeah, we might actually save Oxford for that reason. I don't know. This segment will be over before that, so you guys can let me know what your thoughts are. Let's see. Still blocking me. That's unfortunate, because that's a unit towards our unit camp. Although we're not growing our military very well. We do have the ability to have crossbowmen now, so let's move almost as much as we can and then upgrade because we can. They'll come in here just because it's in borders on the road. We can heal up from there. This is fine. We don't actually have any other camps to... Oh, look at that. I actually had this guy take off right around the time he would have been able to upgrade. Whoopsie. Okay, we're just going to stay on the hills for safety. And that way he can step and shoot, and he can come in 1, 2, 3, hit, or something like that. Yeah, it's awkward retracting these guys. Okay, let's populate this university. You know what? I didn't even populate this university when I was counting things out. So, there's that. Alright. We're going to be able to buy a pagoda next turn, so this happiness isn't as bad as it looks, but I do think we need to start favoring. This city's actually got a good amount of, you know, growth tiles that have hammers on them, so let's favor the Colosseum here. I do not like those settler situations, because we're just not getting any units off the camps, and the ones we are going to take time to get over there. And alright, this is a hill? It's not. Okay, I was thinking it was a hill. This is, and we do have open borders, so we can start heading that way. Whew, it's not looking good. Anyways, let's upgrade him. We'll prioritize that over healing, because it's technically the same thing. Alright, let's delete this unit. And this guy can step in and pillage. That way we can steal that. And now he's still a damaged melee, so we'll probably favor that. And now we can step back and shoot. Step and shoot. Shoot. Now we get a great general onto a hex that he can actually influence this guy, which is nice. How much do you heal off of a pillage? I think it's like 25, right? I wasn't paying attention. Because I don't want to put him into harm's way and then find out the pillage isn't as strong as I thought. Let's see here. Let's move the Great General here so that these guys are covered, even though it doesn't matter. Move this guy over here. Okay, so now the backside's even better covered. I don't know if I should step this guy in and pillage. Speaking of which, we'll do this. I think it's enough, because even if it's 20, that's got to be better. He'll probably still favor this guy. This guy doesn't have an easy way to retreat anymore. Well, yeah, he does. He can come up over here. This is risky. Yeah, by 25 points. Okay, so it's not a bad thing. Okay, so that works out fine. All right, I wish this guy would get out of here, because like I would like to take that hex, but yep. Okay, he's waiting, healing one more turn. Great General spread is quite nice. And that is everything. Okay. So we're finally really digging into the... can buy with faith. So there we go. Pagoda time. Nice. So that's the end of the pagodas. Now we literally have to wait for him to get a profit and start converting so we can do mosques. Don't know if that's going to happen though, so I could be a pipe dream. Workshop is done here. I think it's probably a good idea to start building Oxford. I don't think we need it in terms of rationalism. Oh, you know what? Stoneworks is happiness and more hammers, and we'll have that done in one turn. So let's do that for both the hammers and the happiness. Alright, and we will move the Great General here so that when he comes up, he's under the influence as well. Alright, finally, we're actually clearing camps again. We kind of need melee, but this is still good too. Alright. Sorry for shouting in your guys' ear there. I was getting a little discouraged at how few camps we're actually producing. We were like taking down swordsmen and pikemen and stuff, and it didn't seem like things were going our way. And this segment's been very long, so I'm just a little drained, but we'll get there. Alright, finally, let's expend this unit. Speaking of expending units, I believe we got to keep an eye on Washington's land. We've got this unit that we can just say, good night. Because this guy can retreat to out of bombard range, I will just defend here one more time. For as long as he's the whipping boy. Our other melee can be healing up. Alright, so the prophet moved, so now we can actually come here. I have half a mind to hit the city, just so we have another damaged melee for him to favor. Because we've already moved, right? Like, next turn to, yeah. Oh, it doesn't count as road. Okay, well then I definitely don't want to queue a command like that. Alright, so we are a little bit exposed on the backside here now. For that reason, let's go ahead and move these units in. It's dangerous, but it's better than getting a damaged shoddy. And all these guys can like step and shoot back here, so I'm not too worried about that. We still have a good Great General spread. Workers gonna need to start coming over and repairing tiles. So we gotta make sure that stays good. Alright, so that's good too. Keshiks, yeah, no surprise there. We'll step this way because of mountains, but I do think we still want this hill. Alright, that's a lot of information. I'm glad to see it. Oh, no. Oh, okay, that's what I was looking at. I was like, don't I have one more movement point? I do. I just can't take it in the direction I would like to. We can come here. Yeah, because that's a hill, so that works out. Oh, but I won't actually reach it next turn. That's fine, too. Okay. Great General is fine where he's at. Okay, so these guys are going to have to take turns going through. I think I like the archer leading because he can step and shoot, and then the blocker can leapfrog. We'll heal one turn there. These two will swap places. Alright, so we are getting more trade routes. Keep that gold flowing. Do I have any other composite bowman to upgrade right now? I do not. Okay, so yeah. Let's see. Suleiman has become a nuisance. I'm really glad that you want to do that, but no, I'm not gonna. Nope. Okay, he's not really damaging that unit too much, so that's really nice. Okay, we've got a lot of things to address here, so let's do that. I meant to actually keep an eye on that, but let's just go ahead and finish this because we can. And then, of course, it'll grow to this. Oh, this must be one of the cities that grew. Okay. Let's see. I mean, ideally here. Well, let's see. 10 turns, 9. 8 turns, 11. Yeah, that is better. Because we don't want to shut off growth altogether. We just want to be smart about it. Like here, do I work this tile? I don't know. 42 and 7. 17 and 10. 28 and 8. What's the next thing we'd be building? We want to make room for Hans's, obviously, but that's not going to be right away. So, yeah, slow. This should have been the way we did it after the university went up anyways, so no problem. Yeah, boats are gone, so let's make sure this is where we want it to be. Let's see. 16 and 9. Okay, well, we're going to be getting this tile soon, I think. 2 turns. And this worker's actually freed up, so like, let's start having him head over there. Great Scientist is going to plop down right there. Stoneworks is finished, so we could build Oxford in 8. I don't think we need it. I think the way science is going, let's see, 14 and 7, 15. But we are about to drop the academy, so that's not going to be true because we already have a couple multipliers and we will be working that tile. We'll take a look at that next turn, obviously. But the thing is, what would we build here if not that? So it could be we pre-build Oxford. Now that's risky because we got to make sure we don't finish it. Alternatively, we could build the East India Company. I think it's starting to look like we're not going to need to build Oxford. So the East India Company would be a lot more gold. Let's see, that's kind of a hard call. What is our military looking like? I don't want to build military, but okay. We kind of need to start funneling units over here. Washington is making a move. And all these units are taking their sweet time to get back. This pikeman can start heading over. I'd rather it be the swordsman, obviously, because they're about to get upgraded, but... Alright, so this horse can zoom, zoom, zoom. I mean, we really might as well have both come over here, right? Any reason not to, I mean, is going to be absorbed by the fact that we're going to have Mecca as our borders soon. So yeah, we can build East India Company very quickly. And in keeping with that, let's switch this over to Colosseum. Because then we can get Circus Maximus up. Because everybody else is building Colosseums. So let's switch this over. 12 turns, that's right in line with everybody else. And then, so that here we can build East India Company now. We can start pre-building Oxford. And then we can go into Circus Maximus, because that's starting to look like we might need to. 1, hill's very good visibility. 2, 3. So we'll probably do hill and then start cutting back, because this looks like the end of the line as far as that goes. We can see tundra down in his other borders. Oh, you know what? I should have moved this guy first just so we could get visibility over here. Make sure it's as safe as possible. Alrighty. I'm going to rescind that command. I forgot this was the beginning of this turn. So, alright. We got you surrounded. All these... Alright. So this is all very good. I actually think I will... No. We got to keep the swordsmen here. They're the ones that are going to become long swordsmen. We want them leading the push into Constantinople. But we're not going to be able to do that if they're damaged. So let's go ahead and make this attack so that we do have one damaged melee. And let's get him out of there. I don't like doing this, but like I said, these guys are going to be the ones leading the charge. We got plenty of melee to like be sacrificing to keep attention off of our... so there's that repaired. It's too bad we didn't get a worker here. Because we are going to have some tiles to repair. We are going to have like trading posts to put up here. I'll have to remember to have this guy come over and pillage the horses next turn, because there's a good chance that belongs to Medina. Alright, so this guy is good enough to start moving on. Okay. Alright, so next turn we get the academy down and we'll be able to look at our culture versus science a little bit better. Alright, so he did go for them. That's fine. Alrighty. So there's a good chance Mech is going to fall this turn. So realistically, as far as making decisions, I only want to do this academy and then work that tile. Oh, you know what? We're missing out on a growth tile. Let's do this. Alright. So now, science-wise, 5, 12. Actually, before I put that down, I wasn't even measuring. Let's see here. 163 science per turn, 148. So yeah, that's a significant boost with the multipliers and stuff. So let's see, that is 5, 12, and this says 13. So right now we're on keel. We do have one city that's going to grow in the meantime, 2 cities that's going to grow in the meantime, so that's even more science. I think it's looking safe. We can throttle our culture at any time. We could pre-build Oxford just to be safe, especially now that I moved my tiles away. I don't think we need to, though. What is the difference if we do work more production? 14 and 8, 16 and 7. Alright. Spy. I'm not even going to deal with that. I don't want to deal with any more decisions than we have to right now. So let's just focus on getting this city down. Probably going to be this turn. Maybe not. Oh yeah, it's this turn. Alright, so we'll lead with this guy, and that way this guy does the capturing, because he's on a road, and we don't want to leave a damaged guy vulnerable like that. Alright, so good gold. Tourism. He's got a workshop. Library's already up, that's good. Aqueduct, that's all fine. Yeah, barometer, okay, more faith, nice. He doesn't have any faith buildings besides that. I mean, like pagodas or whatever. He does got a lot of faith, though. And some okay growth potential. He'll probably build granary by himself real soon. Happiness is okay, and that's about to be improved. Actually, you know what? Like I said, I'm not going to make any more decisions. This segment has been long. I like to cut them off at this point, give myself a break. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We got there. It was a little sloppy, but we got there. I hope you're enjoying the series thus far. I think at this point is when it's going to start to get really challenging. It looks like Washington's making a march for us. After Byzantium's capital falls, we're going to have some real challenges ahead of us because of Minutemen and Keshuks. So this is by no means a done deal, especially when we had some bad rolls on the camps this segment. But here's what our unit supply is looking like now. So we've got plenty of room for growth. Hopefully we can keep finding camps. And it is kind of nice that these guys are over here now. They can just join the fight this way. I hadn't been thinking about that. That's pretty handy. But enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.